we are going to look at the soil information of Edati area of Niger State. The farmers in Edati in Niger State are mainly farmers that grow maize crops. What are the macronutrients and the micronutrients that are necessary or that are essential for the growth and yield of our maize? Exchangeable, potassium, calcium, and total nitrogen are major nutrients that are needed. Why? The boron and copper are the micronutrients that are needed for us to have a bumper harvest with our maize. Let us look at the soil test reports for Edati area of Niger State. The soil pH of the Edati area stands at 6.6, which is close to neutral, and this is the best optimum for the crop to grow very well and for us to have a bumper harvest. The available P here is stand at 30 to 50, which shows that it's adequate. But if you look closely at our exchangeable potassium, which stands at 107 ppm, shows that indicates that the status is very low, meaning that it's deficient in that soil. If you look at our total nitrogen, it stands at 0.05%, which is very, very low, and therefore is lacking in that soil. The calcium also, which is also needed, stands at 422 ppm, and which indicates that it's also low. Having said this, let's look at the micronutrients that can be necessary for our crops to do very well. For the copper that stands at 1.2 ppm indicates that it is lacking in that soil, and boron that is also necessary is extremely very, very low. These major nutrients and micronutrients are very, very essential. With this kind of situation that we have, it shows that it might limit the yield of crops in this environment. So what are the best fertilizer recommendations that our farmers can use to address this problem? The fertilizer recommendation we're going to be in a split application method, starting at the planting with application of NPK at the rate of 210 kilogram per hectare, which is equivalent to 4.2 bags. Then later top dress with urea, which is also a source of nitrogen, at the rate of 60 kilogram per hectare. That is about 1.2 bag. And this should be applied 30 days after the emergence of the crop. Lastly, for the major nutrient, also you need to top dress with urea at 70 kilogram per hectare. That is equivalent to 1.4 bag. That is going to be the second fertilizer application at 45 days after crop emergence. If our farmers are able to apply this, definitely they are going to address the issue or the problem that has to do with these macronutrients. With the micronutrients, our farmer needs to apply copper foliar feeds between the silking and the kernel development growth stage. This is a very critical stage for the maize to form the cobs. So our farmers need to target that and apply the copper at that time. Also, they need to apply boron foliar during the elongation stage of the crop. Lastly, there's also need for our farmers to build the organic matter of the area with planting of green manure crops, improve residual management, and lastly, to also adopt reduce tillage system. If these are taken into consideration, then our farmers will smile to the bank.